Chapter 11 Defeat Sheng. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Tie Haitang glanced at Tai Feng. Tai Feng shook his head helplessly and said, "Since you want to fight, then go ahead. However, they are all warriors of the Demon Slayer Alliance. They compete with each other until the point is reached. Are you going to compete in martial arts? Are you going to fight between brother Sheng and that young boy? This is a slap in the face. Brother Sheng can just stretch out his fingers and crush him to death." That's right, brother Sheng has already cultivated the second-grade Xian level martial arts to the level of Sheng. How can he be brother Sheng's opponent? Martial arts training is divided into 4 realms: beginner, small success, Sheng, and Xiangtian. At the age of Sheng, who is in his early 20s, it is very rare to be able to practice a profound level martial arts to the level of Sheng. "Boy, wait to die," Sheng said to Lin Bai fiercely. The warriors of the demon-slaying alliance all made way for the two of them to create a huge circular space, and Sheng took the lead in walking into the circular square. Tai Haitang came to Lin Bai and reminded him, "Be careful, Sheng has a martial art called Tianlong Roar, that he has practiced to a great level. If you lose, surrender as soon as possible." Sheng sneered, "Haitang, you don't need to remind him. If I want to defeat him, I don't even need to use the dragon roar." "I understand." Lin Bai smiled slightly and walked into the field calmly. "It's about to begin. Brother Sheng, you are invincible, beat him to death. This bullshit kid, even before Mao Qi, dares to fight against brother Sheng, he doesn't know how to live or die." Both sides stood firm, and the warriors of the Demon Slayer Alliance all supported Sheng. They were very sure of Sheng's strength. When Lin Bai came to the ramp for the first time, he looked very weak. In front of the strong Sheng, he looked like he was about to lose, so he naturally lost support. "Give you a chance to draw your sword, otherwise I will take action and you won't even have the chance to draw your sword." Sheng noticed Lin Bai holding a sharp sword in his hand and said contemptuously. Lin Bai smiled disdainfully, "No, let me draw my sword, and you will lose. Damn boy, you have to pay the price for your words." Sheng saw that he was despised by Lin Bai and suddenly became furious. The footsteps rushed forward, and the momentum was fully unfolded, sweeping the entire place like a violent wind. Is it a killing move? Brother Sheng is really angry. A warrior saw that something was wrong with Sheng's aura. Tai Haitang was already looking at Lin Bai with some worry, with a sad look on his face. "Huh?" Tai Feng looked at his daughter in surprise. Tai Haitang was particularly quiet today, not at all like the Overlord flower back then. What surprised Tai Feng the most was that Tai Haitang's eyes looked at Lin Bai, full of worry. Hee. After looking at Tai Haitang and then at Lin Bai, Tai Feng smiled with a red face and thought to himself, "It seems that his daughter's family is settled again, ahaha. Running bull racing, moo." A low roar came rushing towards him, and when Sheng charged towards him, he was like turning into a wild bull, vowing to smash Lin Bai in front of him to pieces. The wind and sand swept across, and the sky was filled with yellow sand. Bump! Lin Bai stood in front of him without even trying to hide, letting Sheng attack him. The moment he arrived in front of him, Lin Bai punched out with a ferocious look on his face. A punch fell, colliding with the running bull force, and whipped up a strong wind. How is this possible? Sheng was punched by Lin Bai and flew away. He vomited blood and said with surprise on his face. Lin Bai smiled proudly, "Your bull running skills are so bad. Are there any stronger martial arts skills? If not, you won't have a chance to use them when I draw my sword. Boy, don't be proud. Look at me, the mountain-suppressing dragon fist." Sheng roared angrily, and red-yellow energy rose from the ground and condensed on his fists. "Drink." Sheng let out a loud roar and rushed towards him with both fists. "This martial arts technique is indeed pretty good, but you dare to use it to embarrass yourself even though you have not yet mastered it." Lin Bai narrowed his eyes, revealing his murderous intent. Bump. With one punch, Sheng was knocked out by Lin Bai again and landed 10 meters away, in a miserable state. The warriors watching around were so surprised that they could fit an egg into their mouths. After 2 consecutive moves, both moves were completely defeated. Ha! Tai Haitang smiled happily, with a smile as bright as a flower. Typhon was also deeply curious about Lin Bai. How could such a young man who looked only 15 or 16 years old have such advanced martial arts skills? Brother Qi Sheng is actually going to lose. Oh my God, what is the origin of this young man? Even Brother Qi Sheng is not his opponent. It seems that in this world of martial arts, you said you are strong, but there are warriors stronger than you. Today is an eye-opener. These warriors looked at Lin Bai in awe. Bastard! Qi Shengqi's veins popped out, just as Qi Sheng roared loudly, the spiritual energy around him was sucked into Qi Sheng's mouth uncontrollably. This move is... The dragon roars. Get out of the way, Tai Haitang reminded Lin Bai. A shadow of death enveloped Lin Bai. Qi Sheng accumulated a large amount of spiritual energy in his mouth and turned it into power, which finally turned into a huge beam of light and shot out, heading straight towards Lin Bai. Go to hell, Qi Sheng roared. It's over, that kid is dead. No one can survive Brother Qi Sheng's move. Even a monster at the 7th level of martial arts will definitely die. Tiefeng's eyes flashed with displeasure. Before the competition, he had reminded him that the competition should be done to the point, but Qi Sheng's move was completely intended to take Lin Bai's life. Lin Bai, be careful, this is a Xian-level martial skill. Tai Haitang reminded, bump. This huge white light column stirred up a storm in the sky and earth, dragging a regular ravine on the ground and hitting Lin Bai. Little tricks. One sword spurts blood. Zheng. The spirit-cutting sword was unsheathed resolutely, a bloody sword light slashed down from the sky, splitting the attacking light beam in half. Immediately, Lin Bai moved forward, the sword pointed directly at Qi Sheng's throat. Buzz! The tip of the sword was pressed in front of Qi Sheng's throat, and the sword stopped, but the sound of the sword did not stop. You lost. Lin Bai said with an indifferent expression. Qi Sheng's eyes widened and he looked at Lin Bai in disbelief, his eyes trembling with fear. Qi Sheng knew that if Lin Bai wanted to kill him just now, this sword would be enough to penetrate his throat. I said, if you let me draw my sword, you will lose. Lin Bai sheathed his sword, walked towards Typhon, and said bluntly, Sir, Alliance Leader, if I join the Demon Slayer Alliance, I will naturally do things for the Demon Slayer Alliance. Please also ask the Alliance Leader to let me take a look at the map of the Qingling Mountains. I will also so you can go out and hunt monsters. Typhon nodded and said, Don't worry, Haitang, you take Lin Bai down to find a place to live and settle down. The map is in the Cave of Life and Death. You can go and see it any time. Thank you. Lin Bai said. Tai Haitang said, Come with me, Lin Bai. Tai Haitang and Lin Bai both left. Qi Sheng was helped up by the warriors around him. He gritted his teeth and looked at Lin Bai's back. Qi Sheng will not be a human unless I take revenge. Chapter 12. Tai Haitang is full of spring. You are listening at novelfold.audio. You have to be careful, Qi Sheng is very vindictive and petty. Tai Haitang reminded him gently. Lin Bai smiled and said, I know. Well, you can stay here temporarily. After you hunt down the monsters and your contribution to the alliance increases, I will change it to a better place for you. Tai Haitang pointed to the cave in front of him and said. I'm here in the Demon Slayer League this time. Thank you Miss Tai for guiding me. If you are of use to Lin in the future, please say hello directly. Lin Bai said gratefully to Tai Haitang. If Tai Haitang hadn't led the way, it would have taken Lin Bai to become a core warrior when he came to the Demon Slayer Alliance. From what Qi Sheng said, he had not become a core warrior in the Demon Slaying Alliance for 3 years. No need to say thank you. If you really want to say thank you, I should thank you. If you didn't save me in the forest, I would have long. Tai Haitang said and stopped talking. You should have a good rest first. It won't be too late to go to the Cave of Life and Death tomorrow to look at the map. Tai Haitang said. Okay. Tai Haitang left and Lin Bai returned to the cave. It's true that I haven't had a good rest for more than a month. After entering the cave, Lin Bai fell down and fell asleep. When I woke up, it was already the morning of the next day. This storage space. Lin Bai looked at the silver ring on his finger. This was Qingtian's storage space. After Lin Bai got it, he hadn't looked at the contents carefully. My mind sank into the storage space and I saw that it was all filled with handcuffs, leather whips, candles, leather pants, and spring medicine, a lot of toys in bed with women. Seeing these things, Lin Bai's head turned black. He threw all these things out silently. Later, Lin Bai found some bottles and jars with words written on them. Huan powder, Xiaoyao powder, half-life, these were all poisons, and Lin Bai completely destroyed the Huan powder. However, Lin Bai was somewhat interested in the half-day life. After taking this poison, he would not die immediately, but would rot and die after half a day. After searching for a long time, Lin Bai found the antidote for half-life in the storage space. Another poison book was found. According to the records in the poison book, half-life is an extremely powerful poison. Even if you take it at the level of divine elixir, you will definitely die after half a day. It is colorless and odorless, dissolves in the air, and spreads with the wind. Just destroy the poison and keep the antidote. Lin Bai thought for a while and realized that he didn't know how to use poison, so he destroyed the poison and kept the antidote. Then when I looked carefully, I saw there was a purple book inside. Take it out and take a look. Thunder God Fist. Lin Bai's eyes were filled with excitement as he said, that mysterious martial arts move Qingtian performed, the Thunder God Fist. That day, Qingtian used the Thunder God Fist, and the 9 heavenly thunders gathered together, stirring up the wind and clouds in the world. It was unstoppable. If he hadn't met Lin Bai, ordinary people would have died under the Thunder God Fist. After memorizing the essentials of the Thunder God Fist, Lin Bai came up with a bold idea. Can this Thunder God Fist be improved into a Thunder God Sword? Just do it. Lin Bai thought for a while and felt that this idea was okay, so he tried it, pulling out the soul-slaying sword. The moment the sword light danced, lightning snakes surged out of the sword. It's actually possible. Lin Bai was surprised. Thunder God Sword. Lin Bai swept his sword across, and the sword light mixed with thunder struck the stone wall, cutting out a long sword mark. The mark of the sword mark was like a scorched black spot after a lightning strike. The Thunder God Sword has only one move. But the power is no less than the 5th move of the Weeping Blood Sword technique. Speaking of swordsmanship, when I entered the illusion, the swordsmanship my father practiced was far more powerful than the swordsmanship I am learning now. That sword technique is called dragon slaying. Holding his breath and concentrating, Lin Bai recalled the swordsmanship practiced by Lin Duo in his mind, but no matter how Lin Bai imitated it, he could only imitate the form of slaying the dragon, but not the artistic conception. Forget it, I can't use this unpredictable sword technique now. I'll study it in the future. Lin Bai took a deep breath. It's time to go to the Cave of Life and Death. There are still more than 20 days until the competition to recruit disciples. After leaving the cave, Lin Bai quickly arrived at the Cave of Life and Death. I knew you couldn't sit still. Tai Haitang stood in front of the Cave of Life and Death, as if he had been waiting for Lin Bai for a long time. Lin Bai smiled and said, Miss Tai, why are you here? I have nothing to do, let's go out for a walk. Tai Haitang said, come in, the map is inside. Walked into the cave together with Tai Haitang. When he reached the bottom, Lin Bai saw a huge mural about 100 meters long and 50 meters wide carved on the stone wall. The mural depicts the geographical characteristics of the Qingling Mountains, the high peaks, and the distribution of the monsters that Lin Bai is most concerned about. Tai Haitang asked, what kind of monster do you want to find? Just tell me and I will find it for you. With your current level of martial arts cultivation, it will be easier to hunt those at the 6th and 5th levels of martial arts. This mountain is called Qinghe Mountain. There is a monster in the mountain called Panshan Monkey. It is at the 5th level of martial arts, so it is more suitable. Tai Haitang pointed to a big mountain on the mural and said. Lin Bai shook his head and looked at himself. Not satisfied. What about the lightning thunder snake in Tianlai Mountain today? The 6th level of martial arts. Tai Haitang changed another mountain. Lin Bai shook his head again. Hey, what is this mountain for? Lin Bai pointed to the center of the Qingling Mountains. This place was marked by a red circle, marking danger, but did not indicate what kind of monster it was. Tai Haitang took a look. This is the most dangerous place in the Qingling Mountains. Basically no warrior who goes in can come out alive. The name of this place is Lei Zhe. There are magnets on the ground that can attract thunder to fall. The sky above Luais is always covered with dark clouds, and the sky thunder shines. In the sky of Luais, miasma lingers, and it is a swamp. It is rumored that in Lei Zhe, there is a thunder frog that swallows thunder. It is the power of Yuezhan martial realm. But it has never come out. It just concentrates on practicing in Lei Zhe. Lei Zhe, thunder and fire from the sky. Lin Bai's eyes lit up with fire. Tai Haitang said in surprise, "Don't you want to go to Lei Zhe?" Lin Bai smiled and said, "Give me 10 lives, and I wouldn't dare go to Luais. I'll go here." Lin Bai pointed to a mountain on the map. Tai Haitang looked at it. The 3-headed monster snake in Yitzuan Mountain is a monster at the 8th level of martial arts. It is difficult to deal with it with your current level of cultivation. I advise you to change it. No need, that's it. Lin Bai grinned, took out a pen and paper, and wrote down the route to Yitzuan Mountain. I go first. After Lin Bai drew the route, he left as if without stopping. Wait a minute. Tai Haitang shouted, Yitzuan Mountain is very dangerous. It's better for you to find a companion. I happen to be free now, so I'll go with you. No need, I can do it alone. Lin Bai grinned and ran out of the Demon Slayer Alliance. Hey, come back to me. Tai Haitang saw Lin Bai running very fast, as if he was trying to avoid her, and he suddenly became furious and shouted angrily with his hands on his hips. What? I don't want you to go with me. At this time, Tai Feng came to Tai Haitang's side and asked. Tai Haitang said, "It's his grandma's fault. Isn't he stupid? He's still not happy with a beautiful woman like me accompanying him. He's not stupid. Didn't you see the competition between him and Sheng yesterday? He advanced and retreated in an orderly manner, with both offense and defense. At first glance, he looked like a veteran who had been struggling in life and death for many years." Tai Feng said. "Even if it's me, I think he's awesome. Furthermore, his swordsmanship should not be underestimated. His swordsmanship is at the 9th level of Huang level. A yellow level 9th grade swordsmanship is so precious. If he is not a warrior of the Qingtian alliance, then he should be a disciple of the family from outside the Qingling Mountains." Tai Haitang said, "I don't care where he comes from." Really in love? Tai Feng asked curiously. Tai Haitang blushed and ran away. "Oh, Dad, what are you talking about? I hate it so much. Yo, I didn't expect that my daughter would say, I hate her so much. This is not your personality." Tai Feng said with a smile. Tai Haitang was furious and attacked with a backhand shot. Tai Feng ran away immediately. "Please recommend, please collect, and please give me 5-star praise. Thanks." Chapter 13 Three-Headed Monster Snake. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Lin Bai became vigilant as he walked into Yitzuan Mountain. The landscape of Yitzuan Mountain is cold and damp, all the trees are dead, moss is growing on the rocks, and crows are calling annoyingly on the treetops. This place doesn't look like a good place at first glance. After walking a few steps in, a slight tremor suddenly came from the ground. Lin Bai looked up in surprise and saw a large rock being pushed down from the top of the mountain and heading straight towards him. Along the back of the stone, a strange snake about 100 meters long with 3 heads flew down from the top of the mountain with a ferocious look, aiming at him. Sheng. When Lin Bai saw it, he unsheathed the spirit-slaying sword first and slashed down on the big stone rolling in front of him, breaking it open. The moment the boulder broke open, Lin Bian saw 3 strange snakes emerging from behind the boulder. All of them opened their mouths and bit at him. "Bastard, I'm looking for you. I didn't expect you to run out and die on your own." Lin Bai sneered. deftly avoiding the attack of the three-headed monster snake, and retreated 10 meters away from it. Readjust the offensive. These three-headed monster snakes have been entrenched in Xiangtian Mountain all year round. All warriors who came to Xiangtian Mountain were eaten alive by the three-headed monster snakes without knowing it. Relying on his profound martial arts at the 8th level, the three-headed monster snake has never met an opponent, but Xiangtian Mountain is too barren. Except for this very powerful strange snake, there are no rare elixirs and ores. Most warriors are not willing to come here to provoke the strange snake, but Lin Bai was different. This three-headed monster snake and the 8th level of martial arts were very tempting to Lin Bai. The higher the level of the monster, the more abundant the energy and blood in the body, and the more helpful it is for the gods and demons to suppress the prison. The three-headed monster snake looked up to the sky and roared, and the left head spurted out a mouthful of flames, shooting directly at Lin Bai. The head on the right spurted out a mouthful of ice. Holy crap! He can breathe fire. Lin Bai hurriedly dodged away, and the three-headed monster snake relied on itself to spit out fire and ice, and kept chasing Lin Bai on Inch Mountain, hiding here and there. It's really difficult, Lin Bai cursed. He stepped on the stones and jumped up. The three-headed monster snake opened its mouth and spit out a mouthful of flames. Lin Bai's eyes were sharp. Just avoiding it is not the answer. Okay then, let's have a fight. One sword spurts blood. The sword came out, chopped the flames into pieces, and then the sword light hit the neck of the three-headed monster snake. A shrill scream came from the three-headed monster snake. Beast, die! Lin Bai succeeded with one blow and rushed forward quickly, hoping to kill the three-headed snake when it was not blocked by fire and ice, but the moment Lin Bai approached the three-headed monster snake, the head in the middle opened its mouth angrily, and a corrosive light shot out from it, hitting the ground, immediately corroding a large area of the ground to a depth. Hit. Fortunately, I hit quickly, otherwise, if this hit me, I would be rotten instantly. Lin Bai looked at the large corrosion pit on the ground with lingering fear. Roar, roar, roar. The three heads of the three-headed snake roared together. Looks like we have to fight hard. Thunder sword. Kakaka. Suddenly, a divine thunder fell from the sky and hit Lin Bai's sword. Purple thunderbolts immediately appeared on the sword. Cut. Lin Bai Fei rushed forward, broke through the flames sprayed by the three-headed monster snake, fell with his sword, and chopped off one of the heads of the three-headed monster snake. A head was chopped off, causing the three-headed snake to scream in agony. Suffer death. After beheading a head, Lin Bai turned around and fired a sword light with a cold-blooded sword that directly penetrated the middle head and the head on the left. A huge bloody hole was left on his head. The three-headed snake fell to the ground and stopped moving. After killing 3 strange snakes, Lin Bai was filled with joy. I wonder if this strange snake can help me break through to the 7th level of martial arts. Sitting cross-legged, Lin Bai used the power of blood refining to refine the demon blood in the three-headed monster snake into blood essence, which was absorbed by himself and turned into spiritual energy. It's loosened, but not enough. Lin Bai felt that his realm was loosening, but he did not break through to the 7th level of martial arts. Go find the next monster. Lin Bai carried the body of the three-headed monster snake and walked back towards the Demon Slayer Alliance. Returned to the Demon Slayer Alliance. When Lin Bai came back carrying the huge three-headed monster snake, he immediately attracted the attention of the entire Demon Slayer Alliance. That's the three-headed monster snake from Xiangtian Mountain. My dear, this strange snake is an 8th level martial beast. How can he kill it? Wow, that's awesome. I wish I could kill an 8th level martial arts monster alone one day. Warriors all admire the strong, and Lin Bai killed the three-headed monster snake at the 8th level of martial arts with the 6th level of martial arts, and immediately gained the recognition of the warriors. Sheng stood aside indifferently and said coldly, "Humph, what's so great? Isn't it just a monster beast at the 8th level of martial arts? I can kill it too." Lin Bai carried the monster to the Demon Slayer Alliance's contribution hall. After exchanging his contribution, he went to the Cave of Life and Death. Tie Haitang has been very distracted these days and has no intention of practicing at all, because now in Tai Haitang's heart, besides practicing, there is another man that she misses day and night. As soon as she heard Lin Bai coming back, she left and rushed out of the cave. heading straight for the Cave of Life and Death. What a coincidence. When Tie Haitang arrived at the Cave of Life and Death, Lin Bai had just come out of it. Lin Bai, you are back. Is the matter with Xiangtian going well? Tai Haitang asked with a smile. It went well. I have killed the three-headed monster snake, and now I am ready to hunt the next monster. Lin Bai said with a smile. Are you going out again so soon? Aren't you going to take a rest? Tai Haitang said worriedly. I want to rest, but I'm already lagging behind. If I rest again, I'm afraid I won't be able to catch up. After Lin Bai said this, he quickly walked out of the Demon Slayer Alliance. Lin Bai, Lin Bai, Lin Bai. Tai Haitang looked at Lin Bai's back and shouted a few words loudly, but Lin Bai walked without hesitation and did not look back at all. Tai Haitang could only walk back alone. After the two of them left, Tai Feng walked out of the darkness, shook his head and said, Hey, I'm afraid Haitang is going to make a mistake. Lin Bai is not a womanizer, and the path he wants to take is that of a strong man. Road. This Qingling Mountains will not be his destination. Tai Feng had already seen that Lin Bai was just a passerby to the Qingling Mountains and he would not stay. 5 days later, Lin Bai returned to the Demon Slayer Alliance carrying a lion whose fur was like blazing flames. Lin Bai, can you let me go with you? Tai Haitang asked pleadingly. No, Haitang, I'm going to kill the monsters at the 9th level of martial arts this time. I'm not sure yet, so you shouldn't go. It's too dangerous. Lin Bai grinned and walked out of the Demon Slaying Alliance. Oh. Tai Haitang responded disappointedly. 4 days later, Lin Bai carried a 9th level martial arts monster back to the Demon Slayer Alliance, causing an uproar again. Lin Bai, let me go with you this time. I have become very powerful. Even if it is a monster at the 9th level of martial arts, I can still fight. Tai Haitang was wearing a set of exquisite leather armor and held a hand. Xiangtian stood in front of Lin Bai and said with a fighting spirit. Chapter 14 We are not suitable. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Let's go together. Whether it's the 9th level of martial arts or a monster in the true martial arts realm, I will go with you. Tai Haitang said with a smile on his face. Lin Bai stood there silently, thinking for a while. Begonia, I know what you mean, but I'm sorry, we are not suitable. Ding, hearing these words, Tai Haitang felt as if he had been struck by lightning, his face turned pale. My road is not in the Qingling Mountains, but in a more distant place. Lin Bai said. No matter how far it is, no matter how far apart the world is, I am willing to accompany you. Tai Haitang said with a trembling voice. No need. Lin Bai said firmly. A drop of crystal-clear tears fell from the corner of Tai Haitang's eyes. I hate you, Lin Bai, I hate you. That with tears in her eyes, Tai Haitang ran out of the Cave of Life and Death crying loudly. Why? Lin Bai sighed softly, glanced at the next target he chose on the map, drew the route, and left the Cave of Life and Death. After leaving the Demon Slayer League, one day there was a small river with clear water and small fish swimming happily. A man in a black robe, with his black hair swaying in the wind, stood by the river with extraordinary heroism, his hands behind his back. Lin Bai walked over and stood beside him with a normal expression. Aren't you too heartless to do this? This man in black robe is clearly the leader of the Demon Slayer Alliance, Tai Feng. If we continue to break up, we will suffer chaos. Since I know that it is impossible for us, why bother to continue to entangle? Lin Bai said silently. But you hurt her heart by doing this. Tai Feng said with some displeasure. Time will wash away all the pain. In 7 days, I will leave the Demon Slayer Alliance. By then, she will no longer see me, and it will not hurt so much. Lin Bai said. Leave. Don't you want to break through to the 9th level of martial arts before leaving? Now you are only at the 8th level of martial arts. Are you sure you can break through to the 9th level of martial arts within 7 days? Tai Feng asked doubtfully. Whether I have broken through to the 9th level of martial arts or not, I will go back. Lin Bai said. For more than half a month, Lin Bai had been hunting monsters crazily, and finally improved his martial arts to the 8th level of martial arts. Lin Bai has been out for almost 2 months, and the date agreed with Lin Zier is coming soon, and the martial arts competition and apprenticeship recruitment are about to begin. Lin Bai must go back and defeat Lin Zier in front of everyone who has made fun of him. Wash away all the shame from yourself. I'm leaving first. The road to the next stop is still a little long. Lin Bai said something, turned around and walked away along the river. Hey! Tai Feng sighed silently and walked back to the alliance. When he saw Tie Haitang returning to the cave, he closed the door tightly and leaned against the door. Tai Feng could vaguely hear Tie Haitang crying in the room. Night falls. In the mountain forest on the east side of the Demon Slayer Alliance, 600 to 700 people sneaked in sneakily. Soon, a figure quickly ran out from the Demon Slayer Alliance and joined these people. Sheng, is Lin Bai back? Xiangtian asked. This group of people is clearly the warriors of the Qingtian Alliance. This time, the warriors from the Qingtian Alliance came out in full force and were bound to kill the Demon Slayer Alliance and Lin Bai. And Sheng is the most deeply embedded pawn of the Qingtian Alliance and the Demon Slaying Alliance. Sheng said, I originally came back this afternoon, but I didn't expect this kid to run out again in the blink of an eye. I don't know if he went out to hunt monsters or if he knew something and ran away. Xiangtian gritted his teeth and clenched his fists. Damn it, let him run away again. If he really runs away, we will only know his origins from Tie Haitang and Tai Feng. The arrow is on the string. I have to. Come, join me and join the Demon Slaying Alliance. Xiangtian roared angrily. Wow. In the dark forest, there were immediately more torches lit up than the stars in the sky. Carrying torches, the warriors from the Qingtian Alliance rushed into the Demon Slaying Alliance. The warriors from the Demon Slaying Alliance who were still sleeping were overwhelmed by the sudden arrival of warriors from the Qingtian Alliance. Kill! Kill these puppies from the Demon Slayer Alliance. Leave no one alive, kill them all. Ha, this woman is pretty good. I'll drag her into an alley to have a good time. A fierce battle was taking place in the canyon of the Demon Slayer Alliance. Soon, blood stained the canyon red. Half an hour later, the battle ended, and the Demon Slayer Alliance was reduced to ruins, with hundreds of warriors lying dead on the spot. Li Shusheng caught Tai Feng and Tie Haitang. Tai Feng, you're fine. Xiangtian sneered proudly. The corner of Tiefeng's mouth cracked and he said with a smile, if this bastard Sheng hadn't given me Zaiazan, how could you have invaded the Demon Slayer Alliance so easily? Sheng, I have long seen that you have bad intentions. However, I still thought of all sentient beings for their cultivation and did not kill you. Alas, it seems I was wrong. Tai Feng said with some regret. Sheng sneered and said, Old man, if Alliance leader Qin hadn't let me lurk, I would have killed you long ago. Don't talk so much nonsense, Tai Haitang. Let me ask you, where is Lin Bai, the villain who killed my son? Xiangtian stared at Tai Haitang and asked fiercely. Lin Bai? He's gone. Tai Haitang said with a sad smile. Gone. Where did he go? Xiangtian asked hurriedly. I don't know. Tai Haitang shook his head. I don't know. I think you are toasting instead of drinking wine as a penalty. Someone come and beat me. Xiangtian roared angrily. As he spoke, 3 or 5 warriors gathered around him. Stop, Xiangtian, you idiot, beat them to death. How are we going to find the murderer of our son? At this moment, a woman's voice came from the crowd. This is Xiangtian's wife, Zhao Rong. Zhao Rong said coldly, if this bitch doesn't say anything, then I will throw her to Lei and suffer the pain of being struck by lightning. It depends on whether you say anything or not. Xiangtian, arrange for people to clean up the Demon Slayer Alliance and set up an ambush. If Lin Bai comes back, catch him immediately. If you can't handle this, why did I marry a loser like you? Zhao Rong said angrily. Yes, Ronger is right, do as the mistress said immediately. Xiangtian was obedient to Zhao Rong. Yes. The warriors of the Qingtian Alliance immediately arranged to restore the Demon Slayer Alliance to its original state. Stop dreaming. Lin Bai has left. He can't come back, and he won't come back. It's useless for you to do this. Tai Haitang roared. I killed your son Qingtian. Whatever grudge you have, it will only be blamed on me, Tai Haitang. This matter has nothing to do with Lin Bai, Tai Haitang said angrily. Zhao Rong sneered, just you. You still can't bear such a heavy responsibility. Come with me to Luai's. Zhao Rong grabbed Tai Haitang and ran straight towards Lei Zhe. Chapter 15 Blood Debt Must Be Paid with Blood. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Lin Bai walked down the river for a long time and finally came to a swamp. Looking up, I saw a black iron-colored rhinoceros drinking water in the swamp. Black-armored divine horned rhinoceros. Lin Bai grinned. This rhinoceros was Lin Bai's target this time, a monster beast at the 9th level of martial arts. During this period of time, since he joined the Demon Slayer Alliance and obtained the coordinates on the map, Lin Bai frantically hunted more than a dozen monsters. After refining blood and essence, he upgraded his martial arts cultivation to the 8th level of martial arts. I wonder if this rhinoceros can help me break through the 9th level of martial arts. With the power of the 9th level of martial arts, when we return to Lingxi City, we will have more capital to fight Lin Zier. Lin Bai looked at the black-armored rhinoceros drinking water. Suddenly, Lin Bai's normal expression turned into a fierce one. Sheng. The spirit-cutting sword comes out of the body, and the murderous intention is revealed. The black-armored rhinoceros, which was concentrating on drinking water, sensed murderous intent, raised its head, and saw Lin Bai, who had been watching it from the shore. From this human being, the black-armored divine horned rhino sensed murderous intent. Moo! The black-armored horned rhinoceros roared angrily, trampled the ground with its iron hoofs, and charged towards Lin Bai. Every time he dropped his iron hoofs, the swamp would tremble. The tonnage of this black-armored divine horned rhinoceros is probably no less than 3 tons, especially his horn, which shone with a heart-stopping cold light, as if it was about to pierce the sky. With a bang, the black-armored divine horned rhinoceros rushed towards him. Lin Bai avoided it with a practiced flick, leaped into the sky, and fiercely slashed out several rays of sword light with the spirit-slaying sword, hitting the black-armored divine horned rhinoceros on the back. However, in addition to the powerful one horn of this black-armored rhinoceros, the black armor on his body is also particularly terrifying. Even though Lin Bai was at the 8th level of martial arts, his sword light couldn't hurt his fur. You actually have such a powerful defense. Well, you can draw blood with just one sword. Lin Bai used his martial arts skills, and his sword suddenly became fierce. The bloody sword light struck, causing the black-armored horned rhinoceros to scream miserably. His hoofs suddenly hit the ground, causing a stream of blood to sweep through the swamp, trapping Lin Bai in it. The power to control water. Lin Bai was shocked. Wrapped in a huge water ball, the black-armored horned rhinoceros suddenly rushed towards him angrily. If Lin Bai stayed in the water polo, he would definitely be knocked to pieces by the black-armored horned rhinoceros. Thunder sword. A crack of thunder broke through the air, and a bolt of lightning swept across, smashing the water ball into pieces. Lin Bai happened to see the attacking black-armored rhinoceros. A cold-blooded sword. The bloody sword light flashed from the horn of the black-armored rhinoceros, snapped. The single horn of the black-armored rhinoceros was cut off by Lin Bai's sword, and the light of the sword pierced its head. The huge black-armored horned rhinoceros fell to the ground, creating a huge deep pit. Whether you can break through the 9th level of martial arts depends on now. Lin Bai walked over with focused eyes, sat next to the one-horned god and rhinoceros, and used the god and demon prison suppression technique to refine the blood and transform it into essence. The pure power of qi and blood was injected crazily into Lin Bai's body, making Lin Bai the realm has once again taken a big step forward. However, he has never reached the 9th level of martial arts. Is it still a little bit close? But I don't have time anymore. Lin Bai shook his head. Forget it, the 8th level of martial arts is the 8th level of martial arts. It's time to return to Lingxi City. Lin Bai stood up, looked towards Lingxi City and said, Lin Zier, I said, when I come back, I will definitely overturn this world. I won't go back to the Demon Slayer Alliance. otherwise I will be entangled with Tie Haitang for many more lives. Lin Bai shook his head and walked in the direction of Lingxi City. Although Lin Bai was only 16 years old, he already understood the sexual relations between men and women. Tai Haitang was so kind to him, how could Lin Bai not understand Tai Haitang's thoughts? But now, Lin Bai has no time to manage the love between his children. He only wants to embark on a higher martial arts, to defeat those who have humiliated him, to find his parents, and the one his parents said. Dispute. Go forward for an hour. Suddenly in the forest, Lin Bai saw a dying warrior lying on the ground. The clothes he wore were the same as those of the Demon Slayer Alliance. It's a warrior from the Demon Slaying Alliance. Lin Bai quickly walked out of the darkness. Since he was a warrior from the Demon Slaying Alliance, Lin Bai naturally wanted to help. Ha ha ha, you dog of the Demon Slayer Alliance, let me see where you are going to run now. That just when Lin Bai was about to walk out, a group of people and horses rushed towards him in the forest. There were 5 people in total, each holding a big knife with fresh blood on it, as if they had just fought a big battle. Brother, are you okay? Lin Bai helped the injured warrior and asked. I can't do it anymore, I can't do it anymore, are you? The injured warrior said out of breath. I'm Lin Bai. What happened? How could you be so seriously injured? Lin Bai asked curiously. When the injured warrior heard that it was Lin Bai, his dim eyes suddenly lit up. He grabbed Lin Bai's collar and roared, You are Lin Bai, you are the one who harmed us, you are the one who harmed the leader. It hurt the eldest lady. I harmed Tai Feng and Tai Haitang. What happened? Lin Bai asked eagerly. If you hadn't killed Xiangtian's son, how could he have fought to the death with the Demon Slayer Alliance? The warrior who died said angrily. The Qingtian Alliance and the Demon Slaying Alliance are at war again. What about Tai Haitang and Tai Feng? Lin Bai asked. I don't know. I tried my best to escape, but the warriors of our Demon Slaying Alliance have all been hit by Xiaoyao powder. Their whole bodies are full of energy, and there is an illusion in front of them. They are no match for the Qingtian Alliance. Now, I'm afraid that the Qingtian Alliance has taken control of the Demon Slaying Alliance. The leader and the eldest lady, I'm afraid. At this point, the injured warrior could no longer continue. At this time, the Qingtian Alliance warriors who were chasing this warrior in the forest also arrived at the same time. Hey, why are you running here? It turns out there are helpers here, but what if there are helpers? The 5 of us will still kill together. The warrior of Qingtian Alliance said with a sneer. Kill together. Come on. Lin Bai stared at the man with burning eyes. Bah, what are you pretending to be? If I say I'll kill you, brothers. The warrior spat and sneered. Humph, in front of our Qingtian Alliance, you still dare to scream, you are really looking for death. Stop talking nonsense. After cutting him into pieces, we can go back to the Demon Slayer Alliance to get a share of the pie. Kill. The 5 Qingtian Alliance warriors all rushed towards Lin Bai. The sword flashed and the sword shadow suddenly flashed away. Seek death. The spirit-slaying sword was raised, and the sword light swept out. After breaking all the weapons in the hands of the 5 people, the fierce sword light cut off their heads again. You should take good care of your injuries. I will avenge the Demon Slayer Alliance for you. After Lin Bai killed 5 people, he turned around and walked towards the direction of the Demon Slayer Alliance. Please recommend, collect, and give 5-star reviews. Thank you. Chapter 16 The God of Thunder Destroys the World. You are listening at novelfold.audio. In the Valley of the Demon Slayer Alliance, according to Zhao Rong's instructions before leaving, Xiangtian arranged the valley as if it were normal, waiting for Lin Bai to fall into his trap. Qingtian and Sheng were sitting in the Alliance leader's cave, waiting. Qingtian asked, Sheng, have you made arrangements? Reporting to the Alliance leader, don't worry, my subordinates have made arrangements. As long as Lin Bai comes, even if he is a bird and can fly, I will make it impossible for him to escape with wings. Sheng said with a confident smile. Qingtian said, this man's swordsmanship is not bad. Don't worry, Alliance leader. This time I have ordered archers to ambush on the cliffs on both sides. Whenever Lin Bai comes in, he will be shot to death with random arrows. And not only that, even if Lin Bai was able to avoid these arrows with his extraordinary physical skills, I also arranged for 5 Hall Masters from the Qingtian Alliance to be at the 8th level of martial arts, Hall Master Li, Hall Master Zhang, Hall Master Zhao, and Hall Master Qian. Hall Master Sun led more than 100 people to ambush in the canyon of the Demon Slayer Alliance. In addition, you are here to take charge, and although I am not good at martial arts, I am still at the 8th level of martial arts. With such a dragnet, Lin Bai, even if he is a god from heaven, will not be able to escape death. Li Shuxing told Xiangtian his overall plan. After listening, Xiangtian nodded with satisfaction and said, "Okay, I'll give you credit for killing Lin Bai this time. It is the duty of subordinates to work for the Qingtian Alliance. I dare not ask for rewards." Li Shuxing said with a mysterious smile, "Boom." At this time, when Xiangtian and Li Shuxing were sitting in the cave, sighing that the plan of this dragnet was impeccable, a head was thrown into the cave. "Li Shuxing, look at whose head it is. Why are the guys in the alliance so unruly now? Don't you know we are resting here?" Xiangtian thought it was a warrior from his Qingtian alliance who threw it in. "Leader, don't worry, I'll go take a look." Li Shuxing walked to the head with a smile. He turned his head over and was so frightened that his eyes were horrified. "What's wrong, Li Shuxing?" Xiangtian asked. "The leader of the alliance is the head of Hall Master Li." Li Shuxing said in horror. Xiangtian came over and saw that it was indeed Hall Master Li from the Qingtian alliance. "If he wasn't hidden by you, how could he be killed?" "Yes, my subordinates don't understand either," Li Shuxing said, also confused. Boom. At this time, the second head was thrown in. Li Shuxing took a look and said, "It's Hall Master Zhang." Boom. 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 There were several crisp sounds in succession, and several bloody heads were thrown into the cave. Some heads have just been cut off, and their eyes are still moving. Hall Master Zhao, Hall Master Qian, Hall Master Sun, Hall Master Chen, Hall Master Zhuge, how come they were all killed? Li Shuxing said in great horror. Xiangtian saw the heads of all the hall leaders of his Qingtian League being thrown in one by one, and said with an evil look on his face, "Let's go out and see who dared to kill me." Qingtian after eating the courage of a bear's heart and a leopard's guts, warriors of the alliance. Li Shuxing and Xiangtian walked out of the cave together. If you don't come out, I won't have my head to throw away." Lin Bai stood in a square in front of the cave, with a bloodthirsty sneer on his lips. "Li Bai." Xiangtian looked at Lin Bai and became furious. "Li Shuxing, order the archers to shoot." "Yes, alliance leader." After receiving the order, Li Shuxing immediately gave the order. "Don't be busy. While you were chatting about your great tactics, all the archers you arranged have been killed by me. Not only that, I also took some time to arrange the warriors you arranged in the canyon." "Kill." Lin Bai smiled faintly. "What?" Xiangtian said in disbelief with his eyes widened. "Impossible, what kind of cultivation are you? There are more than 50 archers, and they are all at the 6th level of martial arts. How could you kill them all so easily? Li Shuxing didn't even beat him to death. Believe this fact. If you don't believe it, see for yourself." Lin Bai smiled. Li Shuxing and Xiangtian walked out of the cave and looked up at the cliffs on both sides of the canyon. The corpses of Qingtian alliance warriors were hung on the cliffs, and blood flowed down the cliffs. It was very terrifying. In the canyon, the hall masters who had been hidden by Li Shuxing all fell to the ground, with blood flowing out of their bodies. Corpses littered the fields, and blood flowed into rivers. Lin Bai, wearing white clothes and holding a long sword, stood in the sea of blood and corpses, sneering at Xiangtian and Li Shuxing. "You bastard, how dare you kill my warriors from the Qingtian alliance? Today I will avenge them." Xiangtian was furious. His aura spread out, and an aura of great perfection in the martial arts realm immediately shocked the entire audience. If you don't have the true martial arts realm, you still have to fight. When Xiangtian revealed his cultivation level, Lin Bai smiled slightly in his heart. If Xiangtian was in the true martial realm, then Lin Bai would probably go through some troubles in cleaning up, but it would probably be much easier if it were just a matter of great perfection in the martial arts world. Where is Tie Haitang? Where is Tai Feng? Lin Bai stared at Xiangtian and asked. Want to know where they are? Let me tell you, when you are walking on Huangquan Road, slow down a little, and they will catch up with you soon. Xiangtian grinned and sneered, leaping toward you like a hungry wolf hunting prey. Lindbergh, when the person was in the air, Xiangtian struck out with a claw. Sky Claw, 0.3 strands of Gang Qi escaped from Xiangtian's hand and headed straight for Lin Bai. One sword spurts blood. Lin Bai immediately attacked with a sword and asked at the same time, tell me where Tai Haitang and Tai Feng are, and I can spare your life. I think you have made a mistake. Now your life is in my hands. Xiangtian said with an angry smile. In his opinion, Lin Bai, an 8th-level martial artist, could not defeat him no matter what. You are stubborn. It seems that I have to beat you down before you can talk to me properly. Lin Bai raised the spirit-slaying sword, and a threatening sword force spread out. Young man with a yellow mouth, you don't know how high the sky is. Xiangtian sneered and continued to charge forward. Thunder God Fist. The divine thunder shook and landed on Xiangtian's fist. A ferocious punch struck, driving the momentum of heaven and earth, and it was about to hit Lin Bai's body unstoppably. I have already learned this trick. Now let me show you my improved version of the Thunder God's sword. Click. A divine thunder far thicker than the Thunder God Fist fell from the sky. Lin Bai swept it out with his sword, shattering Xiangtian's attack. He hit his chest hard with the sword, sending him flying backwards. Is this an offensive from the Thunder God Fist? Xiangtian said with an ugly expression after he fell down and spat out a mouthful of blood. Killing you is like butchering a dog. Lin Bai stepped forward, the bloody sword light filled the sword body, and with one strike, Lin Bai killed Xiangtian with this sword. Ha ha ha, that's ridiculous. You want to kill me? Today I will show you the insurmountable gap between the 8th level of martial arts and the 9th level of martial arts. Thunder God destroys the world. Xiangtian's eyes were fierce, his whole body was filled with thunder, and he transformed into a thunder god. When Lin Bai saw this scene, he immediately put away his sword and stepped back. I don't want to write so much nonsense in this book, just one word, just do it. Genius, Emperor's son, tycoon, let's put him down first and let's talk slowly. The early stage of the new book, free updates guaranteed, please collect it, recommend it, and give it a 5-star review. Thank you. Thank you. Chapter 17 Killing Xiangtian. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Thunder God destroys the world. Thousands of thunderbolts were swimming around Xiangtian's body, and every thunderbolt seemed to have the power to destroy the heaven and the earth. Xiangtian struck forward with a fierce palm, and the thunder roared and hit Lin Bai's chest, beating Lin Bai on the spot until he vomited blood. Ha ha ha, Huanko kid, I see how crazy you are now. Xiangtian hit Lin Bai, and his morale was immediately boosted. He pursued the victory, and thunders roared out of him like divine thunder. Lin Bai looked ugly, hiding in the place where the thunder fell. Die! Die! Xiangtian said with a ferocious smile. Who lives and who dies is still unknown. After Lin Bai dodged a thunderbolt again, he suddenly rushed forward. The bloody light condensed on his body, making Lin Bai as unstoppable as a bloody sword. A cold-blooded sword. Call out, the sword pierced through, shattering all the thunder power on Xiangtian's body. The sword's edge suddenly changed, and Lin Bai chopped off Xiangtian's left arm. Ah! Xiangtian screamed in pain after losing his left arm. Buzz! You bastard, I'm going to kill you, Xiangtian yelled angrily. Just when he was about to get up from the ground and fight Lin Bai to the death, a sword with a buzzing sound was pressed against Xiangtian's throat in an instant. What? Xiangtian couldn't believe it. Is there such a fast sword in this world? Looking along the silver-white sword tip and across the cold sword body, Xiangtian saw a pair of even colder eyes. I'm giving you one last chance, Tai Haitang, where is Tai Feng? Lin Bai asked indifferently. Don't kill me, kill me. Xiangtian was afraid. Stop. At this time, Li Shusheng next to him went to the cave to pull out the seriously injured Tai Feng, put a sword on Tai Feng's neck, and shouted to Lin Bai, if you dare to hurt my alliance leader, I will kill him. Get Tai Feng. Leader of Iron Peak Alliance, are you okay? Lin Bai asked worriedly. Tai Feng said hurriedly, I'm fine, I just suffered some minor injuries. Lin Bai, go and save Haitang quickly. He was captured by Xiangtian's wife and taken to Lei Zhe. What? Lin Bai was shocked. Where is Luoy's? Luoy's is the most dangerous place in the Qingling Mountains. The sky is full of thunder all year round. Warriors who enter will die without any chance of survival. Li Shusheng said, let our leader go quickly, otherwise, I will kill Tai Feng. Xiangtian also said, yes, let me go quickly, otherwise, Shusheng Li will definitely kill Tai Feng. Let me go, and I will ensure that you and Tai Feng are safe. Humph. Lin Bai slit Xiangtian's throat with a sword. A leader of the Qingtian alliance who had dominated the Qingling Mountains for many years died in Lin Bai's hands. Li Shusheng looked at Lin Bai in horror. Do you really think I don't dare to kill Tai Feng? Do you dare? Lin Bai stared at Li Shusheng and asked. I. Li Shusheng was extremely angry, but he did not dare to kill Tai Feng with his sword. Look at this demon-slaying alliance canyon. How many warriors from your Qingtian alliance have I killed? Now that your alliance leaders have died in my hands, do you think you can escape? Lin Bai sneered. Now your life is in my hands. Let Tai Feng go, I'll let you go. Lin Bai said to Li Shusheng. Li Shusheng said, why should I believe you? Lin Bai smiled and said, besides trusting me, do you have any other way now? This choice is very simple. You kill Tai Feng, and then I will kill you. I have already killed so many people, and I don't care if there is one more of you. Then the second option is, you let Tai Feng go, and I let you go. Even if I regret it, you still have a 50% chance of leaving. The first choice is a sure way to death, Lin Bai said with a smile. Li Shusheng's eyes flickered and he looked at Lin Bai. Good boy, you are indeed a character. Xiangtian's death in your hands is not unjust. Our green mountains will not change, and our green waters will always flow. Li Shusheng violently pushed Xiangtian towards Lin Bai, and he himself turned around and quickly escaped into the forest. I want to leave. Lin Bai immediately chased after him. The moment Li Shusheng left, Lin Bai's sword caught up with him. A sword penetrated Li Shusheng's head from the back of his head. Sure enough, you still want to kill me. I hate you. Li Shusheng fell to the ground unwillingly, already dead. Kindness to the enemy is cruelty to oneself. After living in this world for so many years, don't you understand this at all? Lin Bai said with a sneer. Lin Bai, go and save Haitang quickly. Tai Feng reminded at this time. Okay, I'm going to Luoy's now. After Lin Bai helped Tai Feng get rid of the toxin, he ran non-stop towards Lei Zhe. Since Lin Bai was very interested in Lei Zhe before, he also knew the way to Lei Zhe. Snapped. Zhao Rong slapped Tai Haitang on the face and asked fiercely, bitch, tell me where Lin Bai is. He's gone. Tai Haitang was beaten by Zhao Rong until his face was red and swollen. Zhao Rong grabbed Tai Haitang's head and dragged him towards Lei Zhe. Humph, keep talking harshly. When we get to Luoy's later, under the thunder, I'll see if you still dare to talk so harshly. Snapped. Zhao Rong slapped him again. Don't tell me. He's gone and won't come back. Tai Haitang's eyes were full of death, and he had no desire to survive. Snapped. 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 Along the way, Zhao Rong didn't know how many slaps he slapped on Tai Haitang's face. Click. Click. Boom. Boom. A dark cloud covered the front, and thunder struck down from the dark cloud into the swamp, steaming the water to form steam that filled the air. Zhao Rong summoned an iron rope, wrapped it around Tai Haitang's waist, and threw him into Lazy. Click. A divine thunder immediately hit Tai Haitang's body. A shrill scream came from Tai Haitang. Bitch, as long as you tell me where Lin Bai is, I will let you out. Zhao Rong asked coldly. I said, he is gone and will never return to the Qingling Mountains. Just kill me. If you kill me, you will avenge your son. Stop looking for trouble for Lin Bai. Tai Haitang was tied up and thrown into Luai's and said. Zhao Rong sneered and said, Oh, I didn't expect that you are still a passionate seed. Then beg me, and I won't cause trouble to Lin Bai. I beg you, I beg you. Tai Haitang begged with despair. Ha ha ha, there's no point begging me, I'm going to kill Lin Bai. Zhao Rong laughed wildly, looking like a vicious woman. Remember, I will repay you 100 times the pain you inflicted on her. At this moment, the roar of an extremely angry man echoed on the edge of Lazy. Zhao Rong looked back with a sneer on his face. The pretty boy here, so careless about life and death, came to take care of my affairs. Me? Am I not the Lin Bai that your Qingtian alliance tried your best to find? Why, you are looking for me, and now I am standing in front of you, but you don't recognize me anymore. Lin Bai looked coldly. Said. Chapter 18 Repay a hundredfold. You are listening at novelfold.audio. I am Lin Bai. Zhao Rong was stunned for a moment, then looked at Lin Bai with a murderous look on his face. You are Lin Bai, give me my son's life. Zhao Rong pulled Tai Haitang up from Lazy. Tai Haitang fell to the ground, raised her head desperately, and looked at the man who made her miss her so much. Lin Bai, go quickly, go quickly. Haitang, I'm here, don't be afraid, Lin Bai said lightly, and when he looked at Zhao Rong, the murderous intent in his eyes was like the flames burning the sky that were going to destroy all these 9 and 10 days. Lin Bai saw that there were 2 bright red fingerprints on both sides of Tai Haitang's cheeks. This was definitely not a scar that could be made with one slap, but was definitely a scar that could be made by hundreds of slaps. Evil thief, kill my beloved son, you still dare to scream. Today I will sacrifice your life as a blood sacrifice for my son. Zhao Rong roared, ignoring Tai Haitang, and rushed towards Lin Bai to kill him. Call. A burst of black mist spread from Zhao Rong's body, and the black mist made a strange shishi sound when it touched the air. Poisonous. Lin Bai hurriedly used magic techniques to protect himself. Judging from the techniques used by Zhao Rong, they should be those of a poison master, so the poison techniques Qingtian practiced should have been learned from Zhao Rong. However, Qingtian was lustful by nature and did not practice carefully. He only learned half of Zhao Rong's skills and did not learn his true skills at all, but Zhao Rong was different. As soon as she took action, Lin Bai immediately felt a tremor all over his body and a numb scalp. Drink. Zhao Rong gave a sweet shout, and fiercely struck out a palm print in the black mist, attacking Lin Bai. Lin Bai dodged quickly with quick hands and eyes. I will catch you, throw you into a cage of poisonous insects, and let the poisonous insects bite you for 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, and suffer all the pain in the world, so that you can neither survive nor die. Zhao Rong was filled with anger. Roared. I'm afraid you're still far behind. One sword spurts blood. Lin Bai struck out with a backhand sword. How dare you show off your 9th grade yellow level martial arts to embarrass yourself? Zhao Rong sneered, look at me, 5 poison celestial palm. When the 5 poison celestial palm was struck, black wind roared suddenly, and a burst of black wind rushed towards Lin Bai. The wind carried terrifying toxins. Even if Lin Bai was contaminated with a little bit, it would be enough to kill Lin Bai 10 times. Yes. Rivers of blood. A bloody storm. A cold-blooded sword. 3 swords were slashed out in succession to chop the strong wind into pieces. Humph, do you think this is over? 5 Poison Celestial Palm, 5th form, devouring the sky, hiss, a burst of power that made Lin Bai's heart palpitate was transmitted from Zhao Rong's palm. Thunder Sword, as a last resort, Lin Bai directly fought with the Thunder God's sword. Humph, with the swordsmanship improved from the Thunder God fist, you are a bit of a genius. What a pity, you met me. Zhao Rong sneered and rushed away with unabated attack. Do you know where Xiangtian's Thunder God fist comes from? I taught him that, bang. As soon as Zhao Rong finished speaking, he hit the weak point of the Thunder God's sword with one palm, sending Lin Bai flying out and landing 10 meters away, vomiting blood. Zhao Rong has such powerful poison skills, and he claims that she gave the Thunder God fist to Xiangtian, so this person's origins are probably not trivial. The 5 poison celestial palms that Zhao Rong used just now were at least 9th grade Xian level martial arts. Otherwise, they would not have been so powerful. Lin Bai was seriously injured to the end, Zhao Rong sneered, now I will destroy your Dantian, torture you for 100 years, and make your life worse than death. Zhao Rong flew forward and aimed his palm directly at Lin Bai's abdomen. It's too early for you to be happy. The Dragon Emperor's divine dragon arm, a burst of golden light emerged from Lin Bai's arms, and a random dragon roar shook all directions, roar. Dragon arm, Lin Bai jumped up and punched down with golden light in his arms, with one punch falling, a phantom of a golden dragon with fangs and claws appeared. The majesty of the King of Beasts trampled all directions, shaking the world, vowing to destroy all injustices in the world under his anger. What? Zhao Rong suddenly felt the shadow of death and retreated hastily. 5 Poison Celestial Palm, 6th form, 5 poisons devouring souls, with one palm strike, Zhao Rong wanted to resist the power of the divine dragon arm. However, the divine dragon arm is a magical skill that an expert has learned through the dragon clan for thousands of years and practiced hard. How can it be compared to the 9th grade mysterious 5 poison celestial palm? The 5 poisons are just mortal things, but the true dragon clan is the king of beasts. Bang! The divine dragon arm crushed all Zhao Rong's attacks, smashing her left shoulder into pieces and falling to the ground, screaming in agony. Suffer death. Lin Bai succeeded with one blow, without giving Zhao Rong any chance to breathe. He rushed forward with a sword and was about to end Zhao Rong's life. Even if I die, I will have to bury someone with me. Zhao Rong glared hard and kicked Tai Haitang off Lei Zhe. You guys go to hell to be these miserable couple. Begonia! Lin Bai exclaimed. Zhao Rong took advantage of this opportunity, turned around, and leaped into the forest. Zhao Rong already knew that at this moment, she was no longer a match for Lin Bai. She could only escape and find a better opportunity to seek revenge from Lin Bai. Lin Bai had no intention of killing Zhao Rong now. Seeing Tai Haitang falling onto Lei Zhe, Lin Bai quickly ran over and jumped off Lei Zhe without any hesitation. In the thunder struck Lin Bai's body one after another. The severe pain made Lin Bai's face distorted. Begonia! Lin Bai shouted. Moving forward, Lin Bai found Tai Haitang waiting for death in the swamp water. Follow me. Lin Bai took Tai Haitang's hand and was about to leave, but Tai Haitang pulled Lin Bai's hand away fiercely, and shouted angrily, Who asked you to come? Who asked you to take care of me? Get out, I don't want you to take care of me. Can we go out? Lin Bai said, Don't you know how dangerous it is here? Tai Haitang sneered, What does my life and death have to do with you? I'm saving you. Lin Bai said angrily. I don't want you to save me, just let me die. Tai Haitang became angrier as she spoke, her voice almost overwhelming the sound of thunder. I really don't know what you women are thinking about. What kind of place is this? This is Lei Zhe. Our lives will be in danger if we take him for a while longer. If there is something, can't we go out and talk about it slowly? Lin Bai roared in anger. Go away, if you want to go out by yourself. Tai Haitang was yelled at by Lin Bai, and seemed to feel aggrieved. Tears rolled down from the corners of his eyes, falling like rain. Ouch! Lin Bai scratched his head and ears anxiously. Click. A bolt of thunder went straight to Tai Haitang's head. Tai Haitang did not appear, but Lin Bai saw it and took Tai Haitang into his arms. That divine thunder fell on Lin Bai. God and Demon Prison Suppression Technique. Suck it for me. The moment the divine thunder fell, the God and Demon Prison Suppression Technique was activated, and the power of thunder flew into Lin Bai's body. This sucking was bad. Lei Zai's thunder seemed to have been provoked. In an instant, all the thunder rushed straight to Lin Bai and fell down. Third update. Please collect it. Chapter 19 The Power of Heavenly Tribulation. You are listening at novelfold.audio. A bolt of divine thunder struck Lin Bai, and the divine demon prison suppressing technique quickly absorbed the power of thunder into his body. Although this thunder did not bring trauma to Lin Bai, but the severe pain caused by the thunder made Lin Bai bite his teeth. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Tai Haitang was hugged by Lin Bai and struggled violently in anger. What do you want? Lin Bai asked helplessly. I don't want you to worry about it. Just leave. Let's go. Tai Haitang cried. Why? Lin Bai sighed softly, turned over and pressed Tai Haitang on his thigh. What do you want to do? Tai Haitang asked nervously, lying on Lin Bai's lap. What are you doing? I told you to disobey, disobey, disobey. Lin Bai was fierce, waved his palm, and slapped Tai Haitang's buttocks. Every time he slapped her, her buttocks would tremble 2 or 3 times, making them very elastic. The burning pain from his buttocks filled Tai Haitang with humiliation, but there was also a hint of excitement. As a result, this scene appeared in Lei Zai, young man in white, with the thunder of 9 days, slapped a girl's delicate buttocks. How exciting. Woo! Tai Haitang cried more and more fiercely after being beaten. Are you obedient? Lin Bai asked. Obedient. Tai Haitang could only say weakly. Being slapped in the face only caused pain on the face, but being slapped by Lin Bai made Tai Haitang feel no pain, but a sense of excitement, which made her a little unbearable. Then come back with me. Lin Bai said. Okay. Tai Haitang said weakly. Sure enough, if a woman wants to do something, just give her a spanking. Lin Bai said with a sinister smile on his lips. It feels good. Lin Bai smiled evilly. Click, click, click. Just when Lin Bai was about to leave with Tai Haitang, suddenly among the dark clouds at the top, traces of red electricity gradually emerged. Why did this divine thunder change its color? Lin Bai looked up in horror. Rumble. There was a huge thunder, and the red thunder that appeared in the dark clouds swallowed up all the purple thunder in an instant. In the sky, the red thunder is like a world-destroying thunder, exuding the power to destroy the heaven and the earth. This is a natural disaster. Lin Bai's eyes gradually showed a look of horror. Heavenly disaster. Tai Haitang heard Lin Bai's horrified voice and exclaimed at the same time, the origin of the heavenly tribulation is from a very ancient era, which can hardly be recorded in time. In legends, heavenly tribulations are used to punish warriors for going against the will of heaven, but there are also legends that heavenly tribulations are used to test warriors' Taoist hearts. There are different opinions, but throughout the ages, heavenly calamity has been labeled as a terrifying term, because the people who can survive the catastrophe can be said to be 1 in a million. In other words, it takes 1 million warriors to survive the tribulation before only 1 person can survive. One can imagine how powerful the power of the heavenly tribulation is. Lin Bai looked at the heavenly tribulation that had gathered above Lei Zai, and it had already taken shape. The heavenly tribulation swallowed up all the thunder in the thunder, leaving Lin Bai no longer able to temper his body with the power of thunder. UU reading www.uutxt.info, Kaka. There was a deafening thunder that almost shook Lin Bai's soul out of his body. A red thunderbolt fell from the sky and hit Lin Bai 1,000 meters in front of him. Isn't the catastrophe coming for us? Tai Haitang asked in surprise. Someone is going through the tribulation. Let's go over and have a look. Lin Bai said with a somewhat excited expression. Since the ancient times, catastrophes have appeared less and less in front of the world. Lin Bai finally saw a natural disaster, so he was naturally very excited. Tai Haitang also left with Lin Bai. The two of them crossed most of Lei Zhe and saw traces of red electric snakes running out from the ground. Under the heavenly tribulation, a frog the size of a mountain was lying on the ground. There was a mass of burnt black on its back. Where was the trauma caused to it by the heavenly tribulation? It's the thunder frog. Tai Haitang exclaimed, I didn't expect the legend to be true. There really was a thunder frog practicing in Lei Zine. The thunder frog is an ancient alien species. It contains extremely powerful thunder power. It is lazy and does not like to move. But its power cannot be underestimated. Can he survive the catastrophe? Tai Haitang looked at Lin Bai and asked. It's hard to say. Lin Bai said solemnly, roar. The thunder frog roared. The catastrophe just now failed to kill it, but instead intensified its anger. He raised his head and looked up into the sky. His eyes were as sharp as a sword, staring at the heavenly tribulation, as if the heavenly tribulation had been provoked. It once again condensed a red thunderbolt, which fell from the sky and hit Thunder Frog hard on the back, snapped. Thunder Frog was beaten with scars all over his body, and his eyes showed a hint of loneliness. Kaka. 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 The heavenly tribulation seemed to be going crazy, and 6 consecutive red divine thunder struck Thunder Frog's body. After a total of 8 heavenly tribulations fell, Lei Frog lay on the ground, dying. He's going to die. Tai Haitang said with some unbearability, why does heavenly tribulation punish Thunder Frog? Thunder Frog was in the Qingling Mountains. He never wanted to come out to hunt for humans like other monsters. He just quietly practiced in Lei Zhe and used the sky thunder to practice. Why does God send down thunder to punish Thunder Frog? Tai Haitang was right. Thunder Frog had never eaten anyone. He had always followed the laws of heaven, worked hard to absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and practiced with the power of thunder. He never came out to cause trouble or eat people. There's another one. Lin Bai looked at the dark clouds in the 9 days with twinkling eyes, and the red tribulation condensed again. After this catastrophe, Thunder Frog will definitely die. Lin Bai shook his head. Thunder Frog weakly raised his head, looked at the last thunderbolt, and put it down helplessly. It gave up. It no longer intends to resist. It has reached its limit. It lay on the ground, waiting lonely for the last catastrophe to fall and end its life. What to do? Tai Haitang shouted anxiously. Lin Bai's eyes shone strangely. I will help you bear this catastrophe. Click. When the last catastrophe fell, Lin Bai quickly ran out from Tai Haitang's side, jumped into the air, and appeared just under the catastrophe. Lin Bai. Be careful. Tai Haitang shouted worriedly. When Thunder Frog saw the human suddenly coming out, it was surprised for a moment, and then closed its eyes. In its opinion, this human was weaker than it, and he couldn't even stop the heavenly tribulation. How could this human being be the opponent of the heavenly tribulation? The prison suppression technique of gods and demons. Let's see your performance. Lin Bai activated all the magic techniques without sparing any effort, and with a rumble, the heavenly calamity hit Lin Bai's body. Lin Bai felt a destructive force pouring into the top of his head, frantically trying to destroy his body and soul. In an instant, Lin Bai felt like half of his feet had stepped into the palace of hell, but in the next second, the terrifying power of the disaster disappeared in an instant. Lin Bai fell to the ground, vomiting blood, and there were wounds all over his body. Blood gushed out from them, turning Lin Bai into a bloody man in an instant. Chapter 20 Destroy the Qingtian Alliance. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Although the god and demon prison suppression technique swallowed up a large amount of thunder power, Lin Bai still shouldered part of it. 9th level of martial arts. I'm not dead. Lin Bai stood up from the ground, looked up at the heavenly calamity that was slowly disappearing in the sky, and laughed wildly. Come on, you kill me. Lin Bai laughed wildly. Lei Hua slowly opened his eyes at this time, looked up at the disappearing Qiangtian, and looked at Lin Bai with a hint of horror in his eyes. Lin Bai, are you okay? I was scared to death. Tai Haitang ran over crying. It's okay, it's okay. Lin Bai was ecstatic. Lin Bai was so happy that he had resisted a legendary catastrophe from ancient times and was still alive. Hey, Lei Hua, are you okay? Tai Haitang asked, standing in front of Lei Hua's huge body. Lei Hua was not interested in Tai Haitang at all. He lay on the ground and closed his eyes. It is recorded in ancient books that thunder frogs are lazy and do not like to move. This is indeed the case when we see it today. Let's go, he just experienced a catastrophe and needs a good rest. Lin Bai pulled Tai Haitang and was about to leave Lei Zhe. Tai Haitang didn't mess around this time and left with Lin Bai. Gua. Hearing that Lin Bai was about to leave, Thunder Frog opened his eyes, screamed, opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of thunder beads, which landed on Lin Bai's wrist. What is this? Lin Bai looked curiously. On Lin Bai's right arm, there was a thunder-like rune engraved on it. I feel like this rune contains this terrifying power, Lin Bai said in horror. Is this a thank you gift you gave me? Lin Bai asked curiously. Thunder Frog's huge head tapped a little, and suddenly a voice came, Thunder God Seal, Divine Pill, kill with one palm. You can talk. Lin Bai said in horror. In Lin Bai's understanding, only monsters in the divine elixir realm can open up their spiritual intelligence and transform into humans at the same time. Could it be that the Thunder Frog in front of me is already a peerless monster in the divine elixir realm? Under the divine elixir, kill with one palm. Thank you. Lin Bai cupped his fists gratefully and apologized. Now Lin Bai knew that the rune Lei Hua gave him was a very powerful magical power. The seal of the God of Thunder has only one chance to be used, but this opportunity would definitely kill a master in the divine elixir realm on the spot. This is Lin Bai's biggest trump card. Lei Frog nodded slightly and crawled slowly into the depths of Lei Zhe, no longer moving. After watching Lei Hua leave, Lin Bai left Lei Zhe with Tai Haitang. Back at the Demon-Slaying Alliance, Typhon had just removed the toxins from his body and was summoning the masters of the Demon-Slaying Alliance to surround and suppress the warriors of the Qingtian Alliance. Leader, is there anything I can do for you? Lin Bai asked Typhon. Typhon said, this Qingtian Alliance has been doing things in the Qingling Mountains without following the rules all year round, bullying the weak and fearing the strong, and robbing families and homes. Now is the time to make a break with them. Lin Bai, since you want to help, then you can stay and deal with the Demon Slayer Alliance. I took people to Qingtian League and killed them all. Leader, let me go to the Qingtian Alliance. You have just eliminated toxins and still need to practice more. Lin Bai suggested. Well, you have to be more careful. Typhon reminded. Immediately, Typhon arranged a pair of men and horses for Lin Bai, and they shuttled non-stop through the Qingling Mountains, crossed the Qingling Mountains, and arrived at the location of the Qingtian Alliance. Sheng escaped from the previous battle. When Lin Bai came towards the Qingtian League, he got up and returned to the Qingtian League. Old leader, it's not good, the leader was killed. Sheng returned to the Qingtian League and ran towards the place where the old leader was retreating, crying. The old leader of the Qingtian Alliance is named Qin Meng, a master of the first level of Zhenwu. It is precisely because of Qin Meng's presence that the Qingtian Alliance can fight against the Demon Slayer Alliance. What did you say? The retreat opened, and an old man with a pale face, a stooped body, and a lifeless air came out in great horror. This old man was full of deathly aura. It was obvious that his life was approaching and his life was not long. Old leader, the leader was killed by a master named Lin Bai from the Demon Slayer League. Sheng said with tears in his eyes. Lin Bai not only killed the Alliance leader, he also killed the Alliance leader Qin Xiang, he also killed the Alliance leader's illegitimate son Hull Master Zhang. You've bullied someone too much, you've bullied someone too much. I have to shave this person alive today. Qin Meng clenched his fists, furious, and his whole body was shaking with anger. Kill. Kill these pigs and dogs from the Qingtian Alliance. Fuck, it's time for the Qingtian Alliance to perish. At this moment, there was a sound of killing within the Qingtian Alliance, followed by a burst of clashing weapons and screams. What happened? Qin Meng asked. I'm afraid the Demon Slayer Alliance is coming to kill us, Sheng said. That kid Typhon? Ha, he's tired of living. Qin Meng walked out of the retreat angrily. The buildings of the Qingtian League were now swept into a sea of fire by a fire. In the sea of fire, a man in white stood upright. Are you all tired of living? I'm not dead yet I dare to come to the Qingtian Alliance to cause trouble. Qin Meng came out and roared, the sound echoing hundreds of miles away. The man in white clothes standing in the sea of fire turned slightly and looked at Qin Meng. Who are you? Qin Meng noticed the man in white and asked sharply. When Sheng saw this person, he exclaimed, Old leader, he is Lin Bai. Ah! You are the Lin Bai who killed my son and my grandson. Okay, if there is a way to heaven, don't take it. If there is no way in the land, you can come and find it. I'm going to find you. Qin Meng roared. The man in white standing in the sea of fire was Lin Bai. Who are you? Lin Bai asked. Qin Meng said angrily, I am the old leader of the Qingtian Alliance, the father of Qin Xiangtian, and the grandfather of Qin Xiang. Oh, just in time, your family is about to be reunited. Lin Bai smiled slightly. Arrogant, you are a 9th-level martial arts brat. How dare you speak to me like this? You are seeking death. Qin Meng was furious, fluttering his wings like a flying eagle and pounced on Lin Bai. A violent force burst out from Qin Meng's body. The eagle strikes the sky. Qin Meng grabbed it and tore it apart, and the terrifying power shattered half of the surrounding sea of fire. It's not like you can't fight at the first level of the true martial realm. Seeing Qin Meng take action, Lin Bai recognized his cultivation. Obviously, Lin Bai was not afraid at all. Instead, he drew out the spirit-slaying sword, turned over and rushed forward. One sword spurts blood. Bang. After a collision, both sides were shocked 5 steps away. Good boy, you actually have such a fierce swordsmanship. No wonder you can kill my son. However, you want to kill me with this martial arts skill. You're just dreaming. Qin Meng was startled and uttered cold words. Destroy the sky with one punch. Qin Meng struck again with one punch.